truly live, to truly being alive. This is something I've been fascinated about for as long as I can remember. It's the Oscar Wilde quote, which I really like. It says to live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all.
We are meaning-making, transcendent-seeking beings, whether we're theist, atheist, polytheist, non-theist, or misotheist, which is the hatred of God.
We are thrown into the ocean of existence and we have to learn to swim. You're just there. You exist and just have to grapple with it and figure it out for yourself.
How do we all come to grapple with that question? Is it really me? Is this what I really want? I think that's a lifelong question too. That's something that you are in perpetual conversation with yourself. You should be checking in with yourself all the time.
For me, at least for me, this questioning and this curiosity are at the core of what existentialism is for me.
Over the period of time, we have stopped questioning things. Because even philosophy is a privileged thing, I believe. Some of my friend was telling that to be a philosopher or to be asking question is a privilege. You have food on your table, that's why you are able to ask questions.
The modern landscape is built to keep us so preoccupied in every, possible way that exists, so that we are not thinking, not taking into account, not questioning the world and ourselves in it. And that makes sense. We're far easier to manipulate and control, and if we're not asking these questions.
We cannot continue like that as a people if we must overcome our existential challenges. We must face corruption headlong as a people, and that starts with our orientation.
The stuff that we're denying, the stuff that's too ugly to look at, is now it's out there in public, and what are we going to do about it?
Even just asking a little question every day, even just pausing, just pausing every day, even if it's just for a moment, that has a profound effect.
It is the creative ways in which we talk about self-determination then, because maybe the structures stay the same. So it's not about exiting structures of authority or exiting structures that define you for some idea of self-agency. It is what are the minute and more nuanced ways in which people seek the will to self-determine.
It sometimes can be puzzling to have to adhere to rules that I was not consulted upon. Expectations of what I need to be as a Hispanic, first generation, et cetera, expectations that I was not consulted on. I had nothing to do with these, normative behaviors that are expected of me. Nobody sent me an email when it came to setting these rules down, but you must adhere to them. Well, these writers don't adhere. And I find that to be inspirational.
Really, there's a sense of openness and freedom and really deconstructing our ideas and beliefs and things like that. I've really gravitated to that kind of energy always.
So existentialism really is a language, right? It's a language. It's a way to communicate, those aspects of your existence that you find troubling, right? and I think that if you really think about it, most things in your existence are troubling, or in my existence at least. Everything from love to hope to faith to anxiety to fear. They're all troubling, right?
Our finitude, our vulnerability. People so often are ashamed of their existential vulnerability. And so they have to defend against it in a variety of ways.
whatever way or form we want to see it, there's something deep inside. And when that part is not satisfied, is not happy, is suffering, then it manifests itself in all the other parts, in our thinking, in our feeling, in our relationships, in our lives, in our behaviors, and so on. But once we get to that core issue and we deal with it, everything falls into place and we come more in alignment with who we really are, and then connect on a really deep level with other people.
And dealing with suffering, not in a way that you surgically remove it, but that you actually look at it as such from somewhere that wants to have you be whole and is in the service of you, like Rogers and many people say, you know, we are beautiful the way we are.
So I think that's the thread that runs through all of this stuff, is this encountering, being present, standing in awe of reality with a code of deep personal honesty.
We do live in a world where there's the possibility of violence from others. How do we incorporate it in a meaningful way that still allows us to have liberation in our body and in our relationship with others?
Forms of life and culture outside the academy are philosophical and do confront questions of existence. One example would simply be the Black Lives Matter movement here in the US, where you can look at protesters and you can see a sign that says, "My existence is resistance." I mean, to me, that embodies the philosophy of existence.
What is important is that each one of us understands that we cannot do this alone, can't fix anything, because we've only got short lives. 70, 80, 90 years maybe is short compared to humanity. But we can do little in our lives. And all those little ripples, they make a difference. They really do.
To really understand, to really grasp the gravity and beauty of human existence, I would say, it's something that needs to lived out on a daily basis. It's like, you know, I would say like training the muscles of really understand what it's like to live. And all of those beautiful philosophical concepts are not just philosophical concepts. They are life itself.